Hello, RUSD parents and families. Welcome to the Distance Learning Overview. My name is Nadine Mugridge with the Department of Innovation and Learner Engagement, and I am proud to be your School to Home program lead. During this overview, we are going to explore a few items. We're going to talk about what distance learning models look like for RUSD, and where you would find help and who you would contact when you have questions. We're going to go through the parent website so that we can explore some of the resources available to you. And at the end, I will present you with the questions and answers that were asked in our live session. There are two models to distance learning. This provides flexibility for the students and the parents. Synchronous formats are when students are working in real time, in real life, with their teachers and their classmates. For example, chat rooms and online conferences are examples of synchronous activities. Students are encouraged to participate in these, but they are optional. If a student misses a chance to participate in a synchronous opportunity but would like to, we want you to know that they will be provided at an asynchronous format where the students can access the chat via a recording at any time they would like. The synchronous learning models are designed to just foster the relationships that have been built in the classroom and continue to give that feeling of community and sense of belonging with the students. So we do encourage them to participate, but we understand if it might be challenging. Asynchronous formats is where the learning will take place. For example, the classroom lessons, the assignments, and all the items that are due will take place in the asynchronous form, which means that the student has the flexibility to jump in and out of the classroom at their discretion. They do not have a set hour that they have to be in the classroom. They can fulfill their work requirement and then jump back out at their own pace at their own time. Some of the best practices that we would like to share with you are the following. Number 1, communication is key. Please stay in contact with the teachers and the school site administration. Encourage your students to ask questions. Now is the perfect time to get that question answered in a private format, in a private setting, where the students don't have to feel like they're putting themselves out there. The teachers are more than happy and more than willing to help and would love to hear from the students. Always check the school webpage and the RUSD page for information, as information is constantly changing as it becomes available. The next thing would be to set up a learning space. Find a place where you can minimize distraction and where you can concentrate. As much as possible, let your student pick that spot. Having them pick the location of where they'd like to study would probably entice them to study a little more. Thirdly, please maintain a schedule as much as possible. I'm not talking about a traditional wake up at this time, work from here to here, and go to bed at this time. We understand that that's very hard. What we're discussing here is more of a health-wise schedule. Think of maintaining a healthy sleep schedule. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're eating meals regularly at set times, and set aside time to study, as well as setting aside time to play. Lastly, we'd like to encourage digital citizenship. Please encourage your students to use appropriate classroom language, not to spam chats, and mute when not speaking. In order to help you determine who to contact when you need help or have a question, we created this chart with 3 buckets. In the first bucket, if you need help with passwords, usernames, any type of software, we're going to have you contact tech support, and we'll provide that information to you in just a minute. If you have questions about your device, perhaps it's not working, perhaps it's missing a charger, or maybe you didn't pick one up yet, you would contact the school site administration. If you have questions about essential personal belongings left at the school site, you would also contact the site administration for that. Principals are on site and have office hours and are happy to assist. Lastly, if it's a question regarding assignments or lessons and grades, please contact the teacher directly. Where to find resources? If we take a moment to visit the RUSD webpage at www.riversideunified.org, we're going to visit some of the information at the at-home learning opportunities. Where to find resources? We're going to take a moment to visit the school district webpage at www.riversideunified.org to look at some of the at-home learning tools. When you arrive at the webpage, the first thing that pops up is a pop-up box. We want to go ahead and not click out of here because all the information that you need is located right here. For example, if you're looking for that tech support phone number, you're going to find that right here. You can either email or call to get the assistance that you're looking for. If you have questions about meal service, which is currently being offered twice a week at the local middle schools, you can go ahead and click here to find out the information. And lastly, if you're looking for information about the at-home learning opportunities and parent resources available to you, you will go ahead and click here. When you arrive at the website, we have information broken down for you in both English and Spanish. We've provided 2 videos that are identical. They will walk you through the site. This video is in English. This video is in Spanish. It walks you through how to use this site and the tools available for you. As you scroll down, you'll know that you can access information for families, students, and even some frequently asked questions. If we come back up to the Parent tab and click Distance Learning Help, we'll be provided with a menu to access 2 sets of tools. One will be in English, one will be in Spanish. If we continue to scroll down, once again, you'll find that number for tech support and the email address as well. To serve our community as best as we can, we've created a set of videos in English and in Spanish. If we ever were unable to create that video or find that video in Spanish, what we've included for you here is how to enable closed captioning in Spanish so that you won't have to miss out on any of the resources that are curated for you here. An important item that we'd like to point out is that we know some families are still struggling with getting internet. We've included affordable internet options. There are 2 flyers here, one's in English and one's in Spanish. And just below the flyers, you'll see 2 videos, one in English, one in Spanish, that walk you through step by step on how to look for affordable internet offers in your particular zip code. You can just go ahead and click and it'll take you straight there. And if we come back up to the English, this entire page is dedicated to tools that will help you through the distance learning journey. At first glance, this might seem intimidating, but I want to reassure you that your students have been working with these tools for the majority of their school years. It might even be a good idea to refer your students to visit this page if they're finding themselves having questions. We begin with items such as Clever, which is our simplified single sign-on, how to log in, and a parent's guide to Google Classroom. This will be a really important resource for you as all the lessons and assignments are housed here in Google Classroom. We've also included a set of videos for you as far as how to sign in and how to navigate through Google Classroom in addition to the slide deck. Other tools that we've included are for Flipgrid, Google Meet, Edpuzzle, AR, and Snap and Read. Our newest addition is for Kami, which allows students to edit PDFs directly in their Google Classroom. All of these tools are also available in Spanish. You can access that by going back to the Distance Learning Help and clicking the Spanish button instead. That concludes our presentation, and I wanted to go ahead and go over some of the questions that were asked in the live session. One of the questions was, how will students know when they have live meetings scheduled? Each teacher has a different method of communicating this with their class. For example, they might use ClassDojo, Reminds, or email. In most cases, teachers are posting this directly to their Google Classroom, either on the stream or in their Classroom tab. There's also a Classroom calendar located in Google Classroom where most meetings and items are scheduled as well. So please have your students check the tab. The next question is, how close to the traditional curriculum is the distance learning curriculum? That is a great question. We want you to rest assured that the curriculum being provided to your students while they're away from the classroom is just as rigorous and developmental as if they were inside the classroom. We had a team of over 200 teachers with representation from each school site to help compile the lessons and provide the information for the Google Classrooms while we are unable to meet in a traditional setting. Learning is still continuing at RUSD, and we are really proud of the work that was put forth by the team of educators in building these lessons. Lastly, we'd really like to thank you for the support that you're giving your students. We know that it is definitely not an easy job being a parent right now, and want to reassure you that you are doing a great job. Continue supporting your students through this journey and give yourself some grace, and give them grace as well. We'll get through this together. Thank you so much.